All right, welcome to, actually not the Tuesday show. It's on Monday, but it's not even really the Monday show. It's a special show where we're going to talk all about EVO 2018. My name's Ultra David.
And I'm James Chen. How's everybody going?
So as I said, it's all going to be about EVO 2018, which is this coming weekend, of course.
It's pretty crazy already.
Look, I feel like every year we talk about how EVO gets sooner and sooner. And this year it's actually later.
Right,
in the
and
year,
it still feels
like it's sooner.
I found the perfect way to describe it is that EVO is the New Year's of the FGC.
Okay.
Because every year you're like, wow, is it already 2019? You know, so
we're a little older than many of you folks watching.
I know.
All right, so
so basically,
the years start to fly by.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, this is obviously the big one, EVO. I mean, look. Most people in this chat and people watching this probably know what EVO is, but, you know, just in case you guys don't know what EVO is, it pretty much is the biggest fighting game tournament. It might be the largest open gaming event in the world. You know, in terms of everybody who's in the tournament entered that one weekend, and they're all
talk
playing.
About the numbers in a bit. Yeah, it's huge.
And it's been, man, how many years has it been already? So the first EVO was in 2002. Yeah. So it's been 16 years already for...
That's what we're talking about. We're getting a little up there in years
And
now.
even in 2001 was B5 and 2000 was B4. So it started as B3, which was a Alt Games SF2 news group gathering in 19-something, like 1816.
Back in the 1900s, you understand?
In 1816 or something like that, the War of 1812 had just ended.
Look, I want to know, 1900s sounds old enough.
Yeah, I know. It really does.
So that was a long time ago now.
Yeah, that was 1994 B3 took place. And then in the year 2000 was B5. They continued that inside jokes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was an inside joke. It was like B4, B5, and then finally the people running EVO, which of course are Tom Cannon, Tony Cannon, Joey Cuellar, and Seth Killian, decided at the time, let's not do this, and they changed the name to Evolution. And so Evolution was the first one in 2002, which took place at UCLA, and then it went to like Cal Poly Pomona for a couple of years, and then finally in 2005 it journeyed over to Vegas to the Green Valley Ranch, I believe, and then from there it jumped from casino to casino, and for the past few years now we're at the Mandalay Bay. It went from big finals ballroom to now the giant stadium, and
third year there.
Yeah, and it's.
By the way, I'm pretty sure it was '96. I don't. You're the expert.
No, you're right. It was '96. Well. So
I wasn't around at the time, but
okay, it might have been '96.
I think anyway, this stuff's been going on for a long time. As you said, though, it is much, much bigger. I mean, it's been obvious to watch, but every year we've been there has been way, way bigger. I didn't go to many of those years in the zeros because I was having to go back to school at around the same time that EVO happened. It was always in August back then, and that's when I was going back to school across the country. So I couldn't go for a good chunk of time. But when I went in 2004, and then when I went again in either 2010. Because 2009 I was taking the bar.
Dang, you had skipped all those years.
There was a big break in there for me.
Okay.
Giant difference. Like those 6 years were, in between that was Street Fighter 4, and it was gigantically different.
Yeah.
You know, and since then it's even still been much, much bigger.
I mean, I've said this. Like two parts about this that amaze me, right? So if you talk to me back in the Cal Poly Pomona days, where we were just on a college campus and a bunch of dudes in a ballroom,
I went to
that we were going to be in the Mandalay Bay in like 2016, I would have just been like, what the hell are you talking about? And if you told me it was going to happen through purely grassroots means, like literally, it's just these guys it's the same guys who've been running it since the beginning. Like I would have just been like, "There's no way, like impossible."
I hear you. No, it's been quite a development, and that's continuing. So there are actually more competitors this year, more attendees this year. 7,437 competitors versus 6,812 last year. There are 10,541 attendees versus 8,964 last year.
Yeah, 10,000
so it's
spectators.
Still growing a lot.
And what's even crazier about that too is that they've run maximum 9 games. You know, it's always around 7, 8, 9 games a year. When we first hit our first over 1,000 competitors in an event, it was like, holy crap, where are we right now? We're in fantasy world.
For sure.
6 out of the 8 games this year are at 1,000 competitors or more, ranging from a game that is was not even out when registration started to a game that has existed and has been being played for like 15 years now, right? So
I mean, even when it comes to the side tournament, the biggest side tournament enters game under Night and Birth, EXE latest, 209. Which by itself would have been the biggest of the year back in the day.
Dude, when we got like 200 to 300 people in MVC2, like at Evo 2002 or something like that, I don't even remember if it was that many. Yeah. But like we were just like, we were like, oh my God.
Yeah, man, it's been pretty crazy. So it's of course going to be at the Mandalay Bay. The streams will be, you know, there's a bunch. It's all Evo 1, Evo 2, Evo through 7. Yeah. And then Capcom Fighters has the Street Fighter stuff.
Yeah.
But if you, I know, rather than telling you what every game is on, which one of those channels and when, there have been really good tweets put out and info put out. Just go to shoryuken.com or follow at Evo, EVO on Twitter, and you can see, you know, exactly what's going on for yourself.
And just as a general FGC advice, follow Ace King Offsuit.
Oh, yeah, okay.
On Twitter as well. He always puts out a bunch of great graphics that also has the time zone changes listed at the bottom to help people really know what time things are supposed to be scheduled to start. So.
I also want to plug some nice breakdowns of some of the tournaments going on on Twitter, SRK Ranking, SRK Stats, where they have done a good job, I think, of pointing out some of the most interesting pools. So you can look that up for Tekken, Dragon Ball, Street Fighter, Injustice, and Guilty Gear. It will point out pools that have like multiple top-level players and kind of break it down in interesting ways. So that's something. I mean, we're going to have guests on to talk about each of the games, but in case you want extra info, there's a lot to be had. There's really good sort of little cottage industry growing up of statistics like that.
And I see somebody in the chat asking about the jump off. So the jump off last year was like an extra stream at Evo where they had 4 analysts at the time. Sajam was mostly hosting most of those, and they would just watch all the different games. And they had 4 people, experts across multiple games, and they would just talk about through, you know, all the whatever games that they were fed. Like, oh, here's an awesome Tekken match. Oh wait, this was awesome that happened in Injustice. Here, watch this. Like, oh my God, this person got set. So it was kind of like the side stream, but this year it's probably going to be the premiere stream.
It's on the main stream. It's twitch.tv/Evo is the main stream, and that is, you know, most of the time on Friday until you get to some exhibitions at the end of the night. It's the beginning of the day on Saturday until you get to the top 8s for Injustice and BB Tag and Smash, and then Sunday is going to be all on just Evo. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of jump off. It'll be on Evo 6 after that.
Okay.
And bunch of stuff.
And they did announce that the commentators that are going to be there, so I can actually say now that I will be on the jump off, a lot of it.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So my last year of playing every fighting game hopefully will, you know, come to pay off here.
I like it. I think that's really cool.
I'm super excited for this. I can't wait to talk about Smash, Injustice, Tekken, Guilty Gear, BlazBlue Tag. I can't wait to talk about everything, so I'm really super happy about that.
That's awesome, man. Okay, cool. I guess, I mean, typically at Evo, they don't want to say or even let you know what you like, whether you're doing top 8s for a certain game or not. So I'm not going to bother you about that.
Well, actually, they haven't even announced that officially.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they haven't announced that. Yeah, I know that typically the rules are that you either don't find out or they don't want you to say.
I'm not even sure anybody knows.
I'm not surprised at all. That's typically how it goes. I'm not going to be there. I will be at a wedding instead across the country. It is the first Evo that I'll have missed since 2010, so it does feel weird. It feels super weird, I gotta tell you. And as the info has been coming out about, you know, who's commentating and stuff, and like I'm not involved, there's a weird feeling to it. But
dude, I was talking to someone else just recently. I was like, "Hey, you want to meet David? I'll introduce him to you at Evo." And I was like, "Dang it!"
I've been getting these emails today from very nice, well-meaning people who I appreciate, by the way, asking if everything's okay. Like, is my family okay? Like, you know, I'm just going to a wedding. It happens to be an obviously very unfortunate time, but that's you know, important to do. Yeah. I am, though, to be honest, very much looking forward to the stream viewer experience of Evo, because I've never had it. I've never had it. The very first year that Evo was streamed was
was basically 2010, right?
I want to say there was like a jank stream in 2009.
Yeah,
but which I did watch, but that was kind of not
that
even...
was on like Justin TV.
I think it was before that, honestly. I think it was
Ustream. It was Ustream. Yeah. And in fact, I still remember those years when we first had the stream. Tom Cannon was specifically like, "No, we never stop the tournament for the stream. The tournament is more important than the stream." And nowadays it's like, no, the stream is pretty important.
A little different.
Stream is pretty important.
Yeah.
You know?
So I'm looking forward to seeing how that is. I feel like that's it's something that I just have. It's not that I've never thought of it, but I've never experienced it, certainly. I often go back after EVO and watch a lot of the archives just because I want to see what I missed while I was commentating other stuff. But this is going to be different. I'll be watching it live a lot of the time. So, although I'm bummed that I can't be there, I am actually excited to be able to do that and see how it goes.
Cool. Nice.
So, as we said before, we're going to have guests come on to talk about a bunch of different games, all of the main EVO games we're going to talk about. We're also going to have people on to talk about the Marvel side tournament and also the Under Night side tournament.
Right, because those are two of the bigger side tournaments, and some really interesting stories, especially given the Pasadena regionals this past weekend. But we'll let Persia talk about that when she's on. So,
is there anything else that you want to say? Oh, I did want to bring up that just EVO itself is not the only thing, not just the competition. There's going to be some developers are going to be showing stuff there.
Dude, last year there were so many announcements and shockers too.
Obviously I don't know what the announcements are going to be, but you've got to think that there's going to be announcements. Everybody's talking about G probably being announced for Street Fighter. That's seems likely given their history.
I keep setting myself up for failure because I'm like, man, Capcom since last year Abigail was kind of meh. Like this year, what if they announced G and Sagat?
Oh my god!
But see, I'm setting myself up for failure. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Yeah, exactly.
I would not expect it. But I'm sure there will be something interesting announced. And on top of that, there's also going to be other stuff going on. Part of which was this public?
They announced that the Twin Galaxies thing. I think I'm not sure.
I believe they did, but he's involved in it anyway.
Okay.
There's going to be a cool set of exhibitions done by Twin Galaxies.
I saw one exhibition announced.
I mean, there's some really cool ones. Sonic Fox versus Goichi in Dragon Ball. Tokido versus Infiltration in Street Fighter. There's going to be a Fight of Legends. Alex Valle, John Choi, both going to be doing it. Casted by James Chen. and Sajam. There's going to be JDCR versus Saint. There'll be a coastal rivalry, East versus West, in Marvel 2.
Dude, I'm so excited for this.
Marvel 2. That's going to have Neo versus Executioner.
Keep in mind, Neo is still undefeated in first to 10 exhibitions in MVC2, and Executioner has been botting a lot of the new people coming in.
He's playing the game.
Oh, yeah.
He plays. New York plays that game.
Oh, yeah.
There's also going to be Justin Wong versus Sanford Kelly versus Yipes, again in Marvel 2. There's going to be Armada versus Mango in Melee. There's going to be Marvel versus Capcom 3 Clash, Filipino Champ versus Chris G. And all of those have fantastic commentators. So that is a super cool event that will be on Saturday night. There's also going to be an official EVO after party. It's done by the Cross Counter folks, Gutex, etc.
Yeah, I mean, last year they had the after party where they had the East Coast, West Coast, where everyone in the West Coast was like, okay, we're going to get bodied. And then, I think it was SD Pinoy, came through and just took everybody out in Street Fighter V. So that was a really exciting event. So,
by the way, the Twin Galaxies thing will be on twitch.tv/Twin Galaxies Live.
Okay. And it's going to be taking place at the esports arena. So
sick, which is like very close, right?
Yeah, because it's connected to the Luxor.
At Luxor. Yeah. Across the street from the Mandalay Bay.
Essentially,
sick.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Anything else to say about EVO as a way of intro?
Just again, for those people who are unaware, EVO is one of the biggest esports events of the year, if not the biggest. Well, for us it is, of course, obviously, but it's always one of the big ones, and a lot of people, they only tune into one fighting game event a year, and this is the one that they tune into.
Yeah,
so
man.
This is going to be every year there's always craziness, and all I want to say is, again, I keep stealing other people's quotes, right? And they keep attributing it to me, and it's not my quote, but Seth Killian said a long time ago, he's like, you just build the stage, and you let exactly, right? You just set the stage, and you let the magic happen. If you just set it up, the stories write themselves, and that's what EVO does every single year. So
I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start off with Guilty Gear.
All right. Let's see if
and
we can...
for that, we'll have MajinObama. So what we're going to do in general is talk about the games for about 15 minutes. We don't want this to go on until tomorrow morning for us.
Yeah.
We're hoping to keep it to about 15 minutes.
Some people have said...
We've already actually gone over time for what we were intending here.
Some people have actually said this is actually a legit Tuesday show for them, finally.
Oh my God, yeah, that's true. That's true. Actually, probably for most of the world. Definitely for most of the world.
Yep.
That is true. But the order that we're going to do it in mostly is the order of the finals of the games themselves. So the first one coming up is Injustice. That's the first finals, right? Then BB Tag, then Smash 4, etc. There are some deviations because, for example, MajinObama has to get to work today in Japan, where he lives. Yes. So for him, we need to make this happen first.
Right.
And then we're going to have Marvel at one of the endpoints because Persia is going to be getting home from something else, and we want to talk with her about Marvel later on.
So go ahead, slide on a little bit over here, David, because I am going to throw up the picture of MajinObama. And then hang on a second, let me also do some more work over here.